Hey, everybody. Welcome into the Pillow Talk edition, the second of two streams that I'm a part of. The first one I do by myself, that's called High Noon, and that comes every Monday through Friday at high noon. It's topics, current events, that kind of thing. Then I come back and I do this one with my good pal, James Parker. We call him the closer. We got to go to the... There you go. There it is. Taking a deep, hard look at the pen. Time to bring him in. From my voice is a little gone. From Tyler, Texas, the big fireballing left-hander, James Parker. Look at him. Look at him. He's glorious.
Thank you. How you doing?
How am I doing? Not so good. Funny you should ask. Okay, I'll start out. So,
the voice does that have something to do with it? Why your voice is a little hoarse-ish?
No, hold on a second. Hold on. I'll tell you why I'm a little bit strung out right here at the beginning. I can't believe I actually had to sit. Can you hear it ringing?
I can.
Okay.
Hello?
Schwartz?
Yeah.
All right, you're on the stream. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Robert Schwartz is on the stream. So I just started the stream today, and I was a little bit amped up and a little bit antsy, and James said, what's wrong? And can I tell him how I was taunted by some teenagers today in your car?
You were taunted by teenagers in my car. Well, not really teenagers.
What the hell was that?
But effectively the same.
What? I got blindsided. Schwartz and I are having a nice casual conversation about the show Mansplaining, heard Saturday and Sundays, 9 to 11 on 97.1 The Freak. And all of a sudden, our grown-up civilized conversation is interrupted by, like, the background players from Animal House. What happened? Explain to me what you made me sit through there.
Well, I mean, technically, I didn't make you sit there. You hang up at any point.
Yeah.
You should always feel that way anytime we're on the phone. If you want to hang up, just hang up. It's not on me. I won't be offended. Right. So my son and his friend, who apparently it's his 21st birthday, right? So he's hypothetically drinking for the first time.
Okay.
Friend. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So they got into the car because they needed me to give them a ride to a restaurant near here where they're meeting other people for the 21st birthday.
Okay, so they were pre-gaming. They were that drunk, that belligerent, that much. James, this carload of, like, how old are they? 21, 22-year-old kids?
20 and 21. And by the way, carload was two guys.
Okay.
That was just two guys making all that noise.
Wow. And the mouthiest one was your boy, yes?
My son is always the mouthiest one.
James, check this out. So these kids, these mere children, these little, and by
They're
the way,
21.
You're right. I might add a prep school raised little bitches. Okay. I'm sorry, Schwartz, you raised him well, but that tag comes with it. Okay. They started shit talking me about, I could drink you under the table, man. I'm, doing that thing that young, dumb kids do about alcohol, where it's all about how much you can drink. And I just thought, you dumb kids, you have no idea of the life that you will live between now and 30 that will prove how much more you can drink than you think you can right now.
I will say this, okay? And, this is probably going to eliminate me for Father of the Year as well. These boys can put it away.
Nah, not like we could. Not like old.
Maybe not like you could, but certainly more than I could.
And I'm telling you, nothing like the way old East Texas Parker here could put it away back in high school. Those boys in your bonfire. What? Come on. I mean, I have drank with real Texans, not ones that went to SMU day school or wherever the hell these kids went. I'm sorry, Schwartz.
Well, I have a different perspective because I have met him one time and he was drinking one time. And so 100% of my encounters with this kid, who's 21 years old, have involved drinking. So I'm not.
Well, you're the college kid. So, that's okay. Right, Schwartz? That's okay. You're allowed. He's in college.
Yeah, it's easier to say this in the hypothetical when it's not your kid.
Well, yeah, I guess you're right. I'll tell you, though, every time I see, and I think they're a hoot. I think your son and his friends are really funny, and I, enjoyed the limited interactions that I've had with these guys. But, I mean, are they aware that if Hollywood were to make a film of their night, they would be the bad guys? They would be the ones from the bad frat,
They're yeah. It's occurred to me at times that were we in high school together, my son and his friends would be the guys bullying me.
That's great.
It's not a pleasant thought.
All right.
I would be the guy that they would be shoving into the locker.
All right, Shorts, we're going to let you go. I just needed somebody to back me up that I actually experienced. It was
you were taunted.
It was crazy. It was, come on, you can't drink.
Wait, well, while we got Doc here, hey,
he's gone.
How do you like mansplaining so far? I've asked Pugs, but I hadn't heard your side. What do you think so far?
He's gone. He's gone.
Damn it.
Very nice of you to try and fish for that. No, these kids got into his car. He's picking them up. Okay, so he says he's not dad of the year, but it's a 21st birthday party for one of their college friends. So he's making sure that they get from place A to place B safely, right? Driving them around. Dude, the minute they got in the car, who is that? Is that Pugs? Hey, Pugs, I drink you under the table, bitch. And I'm like, wait, what? Are you kidding me? What is going on here? And then his friend, yeah, you all old people don't know how to drink. And I'm like, oh.
That was the fun part about being in your, being that young, is because you always could throw that card around. You haven't accomplished anything, right? You haven't made any money. You don't even have a degree in anything yet. You got nothing, but I could drink you under the table, kick your ass.
I would say that's not even true, though. I mean, I can point them to a number of 42-year-old lifelong bartenders who would rip them in half if they started to try and have a drink off. I know that by the time I was 28, I would look at my 19-year-old self and think, what a lightweight I was. And I wasn't even considered a lightweight. I was Bluto. I was a guy that could hold his liquor. But by the time you get older, you get more experience. And once you start entering the world of spirits, once you move away from just beer and fireball shots, and you start moving into scotches and tequilas and shit like that, you learn about a whole nother level of how to maintain and how to consume responsibly. Unless you become a full-fledged alcoholic, which many people do.
So why does this even get to you? They don't know what they're talking about. So why does it bother you that they're talking smack?
The arrogance, the unchecked, the absurdity that they would think they could be in a position in life to make that kind of statement to me, someone whose background they don't know anything about. It's absurd. It's absolutely absurd.
I think maybe they just felt really confident in their position.
Yeah, that was cute. That was cute. I thought it was funny. All right. So that's how the last hour of my evening has gone.
Wait, so how do you think mansplaining is going? Tell me.
Good. Real good. Thank you. I don't know what you want to talk about tonight. I got a bunch of subjects. I'll just throw them out. I had a bad dad situation. I don't know if you heard about this. I took my kid to his first concert ever. And, I kind of had a bad dad moment where I screwed up, bought him a porno shirt on accident. So we can get into that. There's a story, James. And I'm sorry, my voice is a little raw. There is a story. You know who Jim Sciutto is from CNN?
No.
He has been taken off the air. And he's been taken off the air because he is seeking treatment for some personal thing or whatever it is after sustaining a fall. Now, nobody is saying that he got shit-faced and fell down some steps and is now in rehab, but there's a story that details exactly what happened, and I think that we might be able to color in some of the gray areas. There's that. Dude, there is an all-out radio war happening in this town between 97.1 The Freak and The Ticket. We can talk about that because we're just a couple of radio.
We're definitely talking about that today.
Oh, okay. And then I wanted to, I thought maybe we haven't done this in a couple of days. I wanted to talk about maybe the Velma situation. She's gay now. I don't know if you saw that. Scooby Doo has officially made Velma gay. And I also have a question that we'll just start off here. Just let me ask you this question.
Okay.
Is it racist for me to say that black guys are good dancers?
No.
It's not, right? It's a compliment.
No.
But
there can be complementary forms of racism, but look, racism. Look,
sure, or some. Go ahead.
The real definition of racism is believing that entire groups of people have like inherent traits based solely on the color of their skin that make them better or worse than other people, and saying that it has been your observation that blacks on average are better dancers than people of other races is not only not racist, it's just an observation. There's no judgment there.
Why does it feel so dirty? It's actually, it feels like a dirty thought to have.
Because there's a bunch of sensitive people who would find that offensive, and you're worried about offending them.
But is it because, and I've been going over this in my head, if I were to say black guys are good dancers, am I not in that statement saying that it's because of the color of their skin, which would, by the definition you just gave, make it racist?
No.
Because I am saying that, like, I'm sure there are black guys who aren't good dancers.
Sure.
But it seems to me that when, black guys are better dancers than white guys. That's that's all I'm saying. And I don't know that I believe it. I just don't know.
No, you also believe the statement that it is absurd to connect someone's skin, dancing ability solely to their skin tone, because it probably has something else than the pigment in their skin on why they on average are better dancers. Maybe they just culturally place a bigger emphasis.
Like what, Jimmy the Greek? Like what? What might that be? They got an extra muscle in there.
Yeah, it's the fast twitch. No. I'm not going there. I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy.
All right, we can move on. I just that thought. I thought. Oh, I was watching something and I had that thought, and I'm like, can I say that? I have two kinds of humor that I can't believe I have to have. I have humor that I'm comfortable sharing with friends, and humor that I'm not going to make public, just because I was going to tweet an observation I had and I pulled back and I went, yeah, nah, I don't want the headache that comes with that. Cause all right, James, how about you? What's up with you?
Oh, me, dude, I wanted to talk about the radio situation going on in Dallas, because this is, it's funny. I have a whole set of friends from before radio days, and they act like I have stepped into the TV and can report back to them what's going on. It would be like if someone walked in the TV, they act like I've just walked into the radio, and so I can just look around and tell them what's going on. And so people, now that the flip has been made, it's so funny because we knew so much of what was going to happen before it happened. And I just kind of assumed like, well, everyone knows now. Well, no, everyone didn't know. And this has hit a bunch of people upside the head. And
people who were followers and people who work in the industry, nerds, people who read the trades were able to read between lines. Yeah. But the average person didn't know.
No, they didn't know. And I've been interested to see, it hasn't been an avalanche of people reaching out, but a handful of people asking me my take on the situation, or did I hear about this? People sending me links and, hey, did you see this? Well, I've been getting a lot of that this week.
Let's talk about what the situation is, at least as far as, if you have been following or lurking, as they say on the message boards, the Facebook, whatever it is. So there is the fans of one radio station in town, The Ticket, are attacking the new fans of this new station 97.1 The Freak, which I have a show on.
Well, look, I hate to poke a hole in your balloon, but define attacking.
This station sucks. Mike Reiner is too old. Why? Yeah, attacking it. Yeah. Okay. What do you mean attacking? No, it's ugly. It is ugly.
Okay.
P1s are calling anybody who listens to this station a traitor. And they're, it's like, okay, a traitor to what? It's a radio show, man. Listen to what you want. If you want to listen to something on The Ticket, listen to something on there. What are you doing? I just think it's just a new option. It's just a new option. You're either going to like it or you're not. I think you probably will, but whatever.
I mean, some people will. Look, I know a lot of people who want to hear balls and strikes and RBIs and can't get enough of sports ball sports all the time. But a lot of people are a little more complex than that, and it's not a place to even throw threats. Just do what you do. They'll do what they do, and then the ratings will come out, and it'll be decided there. We don't have to throw barbs or even second guess any of this.
I don't understand the I don't understand the hostility between, like, if you're a fan of the ticket, and I'm a big fan of the ticket, have been for a very long time. Why are you angry? I mean, if you like Mike, if you missed that, and Mike Soroy, who is also a very popular guy over on the ticket, don't feel now you have something to tune to when maybe the subject with the hard line isn't what you want. I don't know. I just don't get it, man. If everybody just does their own thing, why are we always so geared to be hostile? It's like ownership, right? It's like,
well, I haven't seen this hostility, and I haven't.
I've been on the Facebook page.
Yeah, I haven't really been looking hard for it
for no reason.
Right. The funny part is, if you were a fan all these years, I am sure that more than 50% of people who fit the labeling of a P1 are happy about this.
Why not? I mean, I don't understand why you're concerned as a listener that ad rates might, fall for the people with the ticket or whatever, man. And here's the other thing that I love, because I'm reading all of these things and I'm not commenting on anything, but I'm reading them all. And James, these people who just don't get radio at all, they're like, yeah, well, we'll see when the first ratings book comes out, because ratings are all that define. And I'm reading this, I'm going, that's not how radio is anymore. These shows all have satisfied advertisers. They don't care if the ratings show nothing. Satisfied advertisers who are selling product is more important than ratings. And guess what? Everybody on the Freak that survived whatever flip just occurred has very satisfied advertisers, and that's all that matters. It's almost like a Medici, having someone as a patron for you to create your art. And as long as the person who is your patron, your Medici, as long as they're happy, and trust me, they wouldn't be happy if their phones weren't ringing. Right? They wouldn't be happy if they weren't moving stuff off the products, or off the shelves. So they're happy. And but all of these, like, radio, so-called, the ratings are good. Ratings don't matter, folks. Ratings haven't really mattered in about 5 years. Sorry to break it to you.
Yeah, and look, you don't have to wait for ratings either. It's a PPM market now. They're going to know on Monday what the first week is just broken down into the fine-tooth comb detail. And the funny part is when you add all this information that we have on who's listening and how long they're listening and if they're going to come back and where they're going and back and forth. I mean, the game has sort of to feel so much like what Facebook and Google and YouTube do when they monitor your habits. It's almost like, we're pulling these levers of power over here on the radio side too. And that's pretty cool, because I think that makes it more likely that an endeavor like this will survive.
I think it's a format that's long overdue. What they've done is, and as I said, it was funny because everybody was reporting, or at least the people who were reporting it, had it wrong. They were reporting it as a third sports station comes to Dallas Fort Worth, sports radio wars. That was the story they ran with. And they ran with that, as Ben Rogers said, with absolutely no sourcing. They ran and they just said that because they looked at who was hired and they assumed, well, it must be a sports station. So that was the headline. And a whole bunch of people got upset. No. This is so stupid. People got upset. People in the other world of the social media, they got upset.
Every single one of those hosts, except for like one girl, like, haven't every single one of those hosts previously been on a sports format?
Yeah. Except that every single one of the hosts' names left their sports formats because, in different ways, they didn't want to do sports anymore. So, that's why Ben and Skin left 105.3. That's why Reiner left the ticket. Well, I mean, he probably had other reasons, but that's the understanded reason, that he wanted to do more things. Same goes for Jeff Kavanaugh. He wanted to do more things. He's an interesting guy. So, yeah, it was just lazy reporting. It was, we're going to put this out there and we're going to make it sound like we know it as a fact. And they bit the dick on it because it wasn't true. It was never intended to be a sports format. It's a guy talk, hot talk format. And it was only after the debut that even the industry industry trade started reporting it properly. You saw, like on the All Accesses or Radio Inc. until the Monday stories, sports talk coming to Dallas. Now it says hot talk. They got it right. Hot talk, lifestyle talk. I mean,
how do we weasel our way onto this?
well, I don't know. That's not. I'm happy doing my weekend show. I am. However, you might want to hit them up. I'll do whatever I can to get you in the place. For whatever access, what little access that I have. But I do know a couple people there now, so I would certainly.
Good. Is there a live mansplaining this weekend?
There is a live mansplaining this weekend, Saturday and Sunday nights, 9 to 11.
Cool. Well, there's a new Florida Stories coming out this weekend as well, and I'm also going to be doing a couple segments on KPRC tomorrow at like 2:00, I think. I don't know. Oh, down in Houston.
You are
just throwing in some plugs. That's all.
You're very busy, and should you ever choose to participate on the mansplaining show, you're going to be double booked on Sundays because you're still doing the Walter stuff on Sundays, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, look at you. Have to get our schedules right. All right, what else you got? Anything else? It's only 20 minutes. Boy, that really does leave us a lot of extra time when we don't do the monologue. It's like 22 minutes. We still do a whole bunch. Go ahead.
Well, let's go. What was the first story that you ran by? The
concert porn shirt. Did you hear about that?
Well, I saw your post on Facebook, but I'm sure most people didn't see it. So
yeah, I don't know if you guys have seen this shirt. Okay, so my kid goes first concert. By the way, James, what was your first concert? And by the way, there was a criteria to your first concert. It's not the first concert you saw. It's the first concert you went to that you wanted to see. Your parents probably drugged you to something that you had no idea you were at. That doesn't count.
New Kids on the Block was really my first concert, but I just got drugged there because my sister went. Yeah.
So what was the first concert you were like, yeah, I want to see that?
My first rock show was Candlebox, but that wasn't my first big concert. My first real concert was Billy Ray Cyrus, Achy Breaky Heart.
And you wanted to go see that. That was one you wanted to go. All right, very good. My kid's got a good one. My kid's got Smashing Pumpkins and Jane's Addiction now as his
solid start.
Concert. It's a solid start. He's very open-minded about music. So when out of the blue on Saturday or Sunday afternoon, we get a call from Dr. Schwartz and he says, I can't use he goes, you got Mason, right? I go, yeah. He goes, you like the Pumpkins? And Mason just happened to have been sitting right next to me and he goes, who doesn't? And I go, really? I go, you like the Smashing Pumpkins? He goes, yeah, why? And he goes, well, I got a couple of tickets. And I said, you want to go to the show? And he's like, yeah. And he was like really excited about going. He's like, and he started listening to Smashing Pumpkin songs, discovered Ben Caught Stealing 45 minutes before he saw it performed live. It was like that kind of moment, but he loved it. He was blown away. And we were walking and the seats were amazing. I mean, Schwartz doesn't dick around when he buys seats. We were like 20 feet away from Billy Corrigan. He was right there. He was bigger. Anyway, so we're walking. We went to our seats and we're walking up to get a T-shirt. And my kid, and I go, you got to get a T-shirt. T-shirts are ridiculously expensive now at concerts.
What was it, $50?
55. Yeah.
55. Oh, man, they even went up from 50.
Yeah, $55. And so I made that decision. I'm like, first concert, got to get a T-shirt. So I want him to get the Smashing Pumpkins tour short because that's the one you keep in your closet forever. And you go, yeah, see my first concert, and this was the whole tour. It commemorates where he's at and what he's doing. But he didn't like that because he was just blown away by Jane's Addiction. He just saw Jane's Addiction and Eric Avery on bass, and he was like, man, they are awesome. I go, okay, pretty cool. He goes, I want a Jane's Addiction shirt. And I go, don't you want a Pumpkin shirt? Because they're the headliner. He's like, nah, because I like Jane's Addiction more. I go, okay, all right, very cool. So he's looking and, he finds this one and I don't have my glasses and it's 10 feet away and it's white. It's a long sleeve. It's like a beach skater shirt, long sleeve T-shirt kind of thing. And he gets in 55. I run my card. I'm like, oh God, okay, $55 for concert tickets. I remember when they were 20 and I thought that was too much. That's all going through my head. We make our way back to our seats. We sit down. We finally get comfortable and I go, let me see that shirt. I haven't even looked at it yet. And he unfurls it and he looks at me with like this weird smile. And this is the shirt. Here, where is it? Oh, man. You thought I'd be ready for this, didn't you? I should have been after that big walk up. Here. Sorry. This is working.
I could talk and feel, but I'm enjoying the awkward.
Yeah.
Just letting it roll.
It's going so slow. That's okay. We're ahead of schedule. We're doing fine. We are absolutely. We've got plenty of time. We got plenty of time. Just be happy that you're not watching me go through a hiccup fit. I've been having hiccup fits lately. Ugh. James, do you have a way to deal with hiccups when you're stuck with them on the air?
Yeah, dude, I have a foolproof way. What I do is I find the Jane's addiction picture I posted on social media earlier, and then I share that out on the feed, and that usually cures it right up, clears it right up.
I thought I had it up, but I didn't. I did have it up, but somehow it closed. Yeah, I know.
You want me to go find it?
No, I just found it. Okay. Yeah, you absolutely could have found it much faster than what we just went through. And I'm sorry, I'm just trying to make it big, and it's just taking forever. All right.
Well, just to explain, it has Pug's got his kid a shirt that has boobies on it.
Dude, it's like, all right. You got full bush. There's like a lesbian scene happening here. He unfurls it in front of me. We're sitting down, and I'm like, wait, what? What did I just? And he's like, I'm going to wear it to school tomorrow. I'm like, you're not wearing that shirt to school tomorrow. I mean, James, it's like she's in a sex chair. It looks like she's being held against her will. She's got like a full muff flopping out of the top. She's topless. I had no idea what I just bought for my kid.
I thought maybe she had her arm tied off because, she has an addiction and she was going to, boot some black tar heroin, which is way better, right?
So now you're introducing drugs into the equation, in addition to just being, straight up porno.
Maybe she could just be insulin dependent.
Yeah, Jeff points it out. They're not even hot. It's like they're not even hot depictions of women.
So it's gratuitous.
It's gratuitous. Yes, it's just for no reason whatsoever. All right. Other than that, what do you got? We only have 30 more minutes.
He can wear it to mass. So that was your poor father moment. What was the other? What was the first thing you teased? I don't even remember. No. What was the second thing you teased?
That was it. Oh, the Jim Sciutto story. Yeah.
Who the hell's Jim Sciutto?
Okay, hold on. All right, James, go ahead. Take the next couple of minutes. I got to do something real quick. I apologize.
No.
Just take it. Ladies and gentlemen, James Parker.
All right, fine. Then you're going to hear the new song I made today. I'm going to play your song, baby. Is that okay?
Stop that.
I can't believe my wife wrote this horrible song. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, all right. I shouldn't play it.
If your little boy says he is confused and he's not sure if he likes the color blue, then chemically castrate him or be accused of hate and then pull out his and chop him off.
Chop it off!
If your young girl isn't so sure what to think,
chop it off!
And her favorite color is something besides pink,
chop it off!
Then you know what to do. Just shrivel up her womb, then pull out both of her and chop them off.
Chop it off!
Is that good? I think that was good, right?
What did I miss? What did I miss? Was
Nothing.
all right, no worries. All right, I'm sorry. I had to do something important that I can't discuss.
Same here. You had to get some water. Is that what you had to do?
That was just a byproduct. I had to do something else, but I thought while it was up, I'd grab a bottle of water because I am really parched.
Jim Prudo, Scudo.
Oh yeah, that's what. Well, just okay. Hold on, take a drink. Oh, that's coming back. Okay. So you really don't know who Jim Sciutto is?
No.
Really? Okay. He's chief foreign affairs correspondent for CNN. I bet you know the Jim Sciutto of OAN, though. I mean, how do you? Is Jim Sciutto like one of the high-profile guys? I mean, okay. Anyway, it's funny because here, let's see if we can find.
I probably know him if I saw him.
Yeah, you know what? That's unfair because I begrudgingly choose CNN over the other choices. So just, it's not like people like
I get most of my news from memes now.
memes and ants on Facebook. Yeah. All right, let's find this story, shall we? All right. So Jim Sciutto, here, this is who he is, just if you need to see who he is. Let's put him up, shall we? Okay.
Oh my God. Why is he's eating the
He's just tearing up paper, whatever you can find. You just tearing it up, taking the crap from it.
because like I clean up food and stuff with that.
What's happening over there?
Stupid dog getting in the trash.
All right, so this is Jim Sciutto. He's been pulled off the air by CNN, but there's a real sort of news story the way it's written. So I want you to did you recognize him at all?
Kinda. I would never have guessed this dude's name though.
Okay, all right. You don't know who he is.
No, I don't.
Right. Hold on.
I mean, I could pretend like I'm all up on, but I'm not.
Okay. All right.
What
well,
he didn't bank or anything. He didn't do a tubing, did he?
No, they're not saying. Okay, so here's my whole point with this story. So Jim Sciutto's been pulled off the air by CNN. They're saying that he fell. He fell in Amsterdam. He was in Amsterdam. He had been covering the war. He's an anchor at CNN, but he was also in Ukraine for the past couple of weeks covering whatever whatever it is they got him doing over there. Probably just standing on a rooftop in like a combat helmet while they send the other lesser paid people out into the field to actually, have dangerous things. CNN's. So there are a lot of things that they are saying in this news story about the situation, but they're not saying it. You know what I mean? They're putting it out there. And, if you're able to connect the dots, you can go, oh, I see. So there's a number of little snarky. Here's the headline. CNN's Jim Sciutto off the air as CNN reportedly puts him on leave to address, quote, personal situation after fall in Amsterdam. So they're not saying he fell and injured himself and needs treatment for the fall. They're suggesting that there's something personal that may be related to the fall or may not be, you know what I mean? And oh, by the way, they want you to know it was in the drug and party capital of Europe, Amsterdam. Okay, so right there. CNN's Jim Sciutto off the air as CNN reportedly puts him on leave to address personal situation after fall in Amsterdam. That's kind of okay. So that's just the headline. So that's got to make you be going, wonder what that could be. I'm interested. Shall we read on? Yes, we shall. CNN's Jim Sciutto, James, has been off the air 2 days in a row this week, reportedly after the network put him on leave to address a personal situation related to a fall he suffered earlier this year when he was in Amsterdam. So what do you make of that? What do you think, reading between the lines, what do you think they're saying?
Either he has a long-standing drinking problem, and they're just been looking for an excuse to shove him into rehab, or he had some latent bigger problem that if they'd have known about it, they'd have done something about it before, and they just found out about it because he fell, and then they went through his pockets and found a baggie of Coke or something.
Yeah, something like that. Okay, so that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that he's he's a hard running reporter type, I guess. Hard drinking, hard.
He looks like he's my age. Is he like?
He is. He's probably your age. Okay, so the story goes on. The quote serious fall reportedly occurred as the veteran anchor and CNN's chief national security correspondent returned to the United States through Amsterdam following one of 3 trips to war-torn Ukraine. It was reported on Monday that Shudo traveled through the Netherlands, stopping off in Amsterdam with a producer, despite CNN offering direct flights home to Poland. So, did you follow that? So,
Poland.
CNN said, well, he was in Ukraine, and so when it was time for him to come home from the Ukraine, the CNN was going to fly him straight out of Poland. And they're like, so you want a Poland to JFK direct? And he went, nah, we're going to stop off in Amsterdam. Like he took a non-direct flight.
Right, and it was there long enough to get loaded and fall down. So darn them layovers, 2-day layovers, sure.
Yeah, instead of flying direct, he just had he took an indirect flight that had a 2-day layover in Amsterdam. While the anchor has recovered, it was reported his fall was followed by an internal investigation at CNN. Shudo was the subject of a CNN internal investigation earlier this year after he had a serious fall in Amsterdam en route home from a reporting trip to the Ukraine. Despite colleagues taking direct flights home from Poland, Shudo and his producer made a stopover in the Dutch capital where the accident occurred. All right, so this could also be an issue, James. Shudo traveling with his producer, and they end up stopping in Amsterdam. Maybe his producer, James, is 19 and a girl.
Yep.
Yep.
Or maybe the producer's 19 and a boy.
Okay, whatever. Yeah, right. And maybe it's just a total platonic thing. He's like, man, you guys want to go get wrecked in Amsterdam for today? Maybe. But also, I happen to know that, a lot of young women want to be news anchor women, and that business is lousy with eager beaver little 19 to 23-year-old girls, college girls. Yeah. And a Jim Shudo might be, of late 40s. He might be a catch for them. And so I could see him going, wow, can you believe we got out of there with our lives? War is hell. How'd you like to go to Amsterdam with old Jim Shudo? I can see that being the play as well.
And look, do Jeff Ballard's comment that just popped up there, because my libertarian sensibilities have already asked myself this question and then answered it. So I could go ahead and go down that one. So we wanted to get high where it's legal. I what's wrong with that? I feel you. There could be a thousand other things wrong with that, but aside from like the moral or ethical or anything, how about just the pragmatic problem of, dude, you have a cush job at CNN where you have fame and fortune, and if you screw this up, there's not a backup CNN that's going to hire you. And if you screw this up with what you're doing in MSNBC, or no one's going to hire you. You might be lucky to get on at Channel 6 and market 94. Boise, Idaho, or something. If you screw this up,
yeah, he's fine.
So why look at how cavalier they are. Maybe we're just a little more appreciative of people that getting good jobs when
Well, let me just say this. Jeff Ballard says so. He wanted to go get high where it's legal. What's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that. Except that he apparently falls down and injures himself and then finds himself in situations that his parents. That's what's wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with people wanting to go to Amsterdam. There's nothing wrong with people wanting to go to Illinois or Colorado or anywhere else that's legal. There's nothing wrong with that at all. As a matter of fact, I want it to be legal here. I want it to be legal nationally. So that's not the issue. The issue is that he obviously has a problem. And it was, look, they don't do this for the first time. If he got fucked up and fell down and got hurt, CNN... and if it was just the first time, it wouldn't be a story. But the reason that they're suspending him is because I think this is probably the third time Human Resources had to be involved with some incident while
No,
he
and,
was
and Jeff,
traveling.
you're
with the
right, and
CNN employee.
that's why Pug started with clearly there's something else going on here
Something,
besides.
yeah. I'm laughing. What's wrong, if wrong is even the proper way? What I find interesting about this story is the snarky, catty way it's being reported. That they don't have the cojones to actually come out and go, he likes to get fucked up and he fell down some icy steps.
Clearly, you're not
you know?
telling us something, and we know you're not telling us something. You know, we know you're not telling us something, but you're still not going to tell us, are you? Okay.
Shudo anchors CNN's newsroom with Poppy Harlow Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. He was absent on both Tuesday and Wednesday. The network has not publicly commented on his absence this week, and Shudo has said nothing about his absence either. CNN did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Shudo, a veteran journalist, has been with CNN since 2013. Blah blah blah. Who cares about his resume? Yeah, it's this article is suggesting that he's got a drinking problem or whatever, and I hope he gets the help that he needs. I just think it's so funny the way this is written in a catty way. I mean, come on, this is supposed to be news.
Yeah, look, the real important detail that I think throws this to a whole nother level is who is this producer? Because if it's a female of any sort, it's like you are an HR nightmare, sir. You know, like there are bosses that won't be in a room alone with a female employee without a witness, and you're going to Amsterdam for an unnecessary layover.
And
Yeah,
let's say it is a young, because they make no mistakes. It is a young person. The producers that they send with these 40-something, 50-something-year-old stars, the big anchors, the guys who are on TV, the producers they send with them are oftentimes recent college graduates, early 20s, because those are the people who can travel, who aren't getting paid $1 million a year, who are still willing to travel, for their 60 grand a year paycheck or whatever, you know what I mean? So those are the people who go on those trips. And I just think you get it. So, okay. So why the suspension after apparently a few months, this story's been out there, right? Or not out there, but it happened a few months ago. It's only being reported now. So why the suspension now? It's like, if it was, and let's keep going down this path where it's some hot, young 23-year-old recent college grad who was somehow coerced into not taking a direct flight with everybody else, but going off to Amsterdam. And again, we're taking a walk down fantasy road. We're just playing this out to its worst possible scenario.
because they won't tell us. We have to.
Dude, at some point, all she has to do in the human resources room is just say something like, well, he was just really pressuring me to go to Amsterdam with him. Now it's a whole nother thing. Now it's like, get him off the air. And I can see that's why he's being taken off the air. I can't imagine him being suspended if it was just that he has personal demons and he got drunk and fell down. There has to be another, either drugs were found or it was an illicit relationship.
How important is it that you got to fool around with the 19-year-old in Amsterdam that you're willing to blow up your career for? Like, what are these people doing?
Well, but it would have been fine if he hadn't fallen down and gone to the hospital with meth in his pocket. Yeah, we keep adding to the story. This is our fantasy story. So yeah, it's going to get crazier and crazier. Meth in his pocket.
Right. He's probably been getting away with this for years. This is probably his normal MO.
And you know that she's probably like Mitch McConnell's granddaughter. Because those jobs usually go to pretty well-connected people. So it's like Mitch McConnell's niece that he was involved in this meth-fueled trip. Although, why would you do meth if you were in Amsterdam? You probably had a pocket full of mushrooms, which probably legal there. Again, we're back to who was
get in trouble if he was doing something legal.
Who's the producer?
No one would even have told anybody. He would have just gone back to his hotel room and no one would have known anything.
And it's Amsterdam. Don't you go there to buy or rent girls? Isn't that
if you're doing something illegal in Amsterdam, you're doing more just mushrooms and weed.
Yeah. All right. That's all I got. I just thought it was a funny story. What else? You got anything? You got a hot take on the Antonio Brown pulling his dick out in a Dubai hotel story?
Do we know that happened?
Yeah, we see the pictures. Yeah, it really happened. There's video.
Oh God.
And it's impressive. Yeah, but go ahead if you had something else. I just haven't.
I like the guy who stormed onto the field and was running around with his stupid little pink smoke bomb. and the linebacker for the Rams just goes out and clocks him. I love
Yeah,
stuff.
Bobby Wagner put him on his ass. Put a
Oh,
hat on him.
man. I could watch a video compilation of stuff
Love
like that happening just for an hour straight and not have to get up and get something to drink or get something to pee, or go pee or anything. I could just watch that and it would satiate me. I love that so much. People are just interrupting it for everyone else and they get it immediately. Bam! I love that.
No, it's like look. That's the proper response. We love it because it's an outlier of the sport that could happen, and it's like, oh, something crazy's happening, and it's exciting in the moment because we don't know what's going to happen next. And then when someone like Bobby Wagner just lays him out, it's cool. But let me ask you this about that story. What was he protesting?
Pink, so I don't know. It's probably like chicks and guys.
Wait, that's the whole thing. It was a fucking failure for this guy. Nobody knows what he was protesting. That was not the story. His message didn't get out. The whole reason that he did that was because he wanted the message to get out. The message, by the way, is that same message. It's going to be the same message. It's the pig farming. It's the illegal pig farming. It's the same message as the woman who superglued herself to the court at the Minnesota Timberwolves game a couple of months back. And now this guy has done this. But here, this is the real rub. Let's check the boxes, shall we? Did he trespass and run out onto the field? Yes. Okay. Did he have what is a highly illegal substance inside a stadium, which is that flaming gas bomb?
Highly illegal. I wince at that. The gas bomb I have no problem with.
No, you can't bring. Okay, you can't bring that in. So he was
Why
trespassing.
not? They have bigger fireworks than that at halftime and during the anthem and stuff.
Yes, planned, but those are planned out by professionals and they're insured and all of that. That's a different thing. All right, let's not get distracted by this. Let's not get distracted. After all the things that we know that this idiot did, running out onto the field in this era, where quite frankly, how do we know that wasn't a bomb? How do we know he was? He was running towards the Rams sideline. We can't just dismiss it as, oh, he's probably just a protester. Not in 2022. This MFer could have been up to something really crazy.
No.
This guy now, today, has the nerve. He's suing Bobby Wagner for assault. He is suing Bobby Wagner, the linebacker who laid him out for assault. That, my friend, is just apex bullshit America in 2022. That this guy thinks that he has some, because of our twisted, perverted justice system, that he's got a lick of a chance of getting something for this. And I don't know, maybe he does, but that is some bullshit that this guy is suing Bobby Wagner when he could have had a gun, he could have had a knife.
Okay, so here's the deal. It's not going to be criminal charges. So it'd be a civil suit. And if it doesn't pass summary judgment, then Bobby Wagner doesn't have to do anything, doesn't cost him anything. And that's how this should work. So we don't have a problem because people should be able to bring up lawsuits.
Los Angeles Police Department is currently confirmed that they are investigating the incident, although no charges have been brought as of now.
Sure, investigate. They better not bring any charges because that's most definitely not assault. And we have to go hard on these people or they will interrupt every single football game. It might happen multiple times a football game. People can start getting their word out and getting what is millions of dollars worth of promotion for free. Well, now they have millions of dollars of incentive for their little cause or their nonprofit or for pigs or for breast cancer or white people suck. I got it. Men suck, whatever. I suck. I get it. Just don't interrupt the game.
I think that because of the crazy times that we live in, that we should have a sniper up there. And anytime anyone in a public place like that acts a fool, have that sniper take them out. Just put one right between their eyes, drop them. This has to be discouraged in an era where guys will strap up with a bomb and run up to the bench and kill 30 athletes and all the people around. Look, I'm sorry. That is a very real possibility.
Yeah, but you can take him down without killing him. Get that tranquilizer dart from old school. Remember when Will Ferrell shot himself in the neck with an old school? Because that would be, you could just shoot him and then watch him slowly like lose consciousness and fall over on his face. Yeah, we should end with the tranquilizer dart. That's the idea. And if it hits him in the eye, sorry.
Yeah, and as he's going down, he will click the switch and he'll explode and whatever will happen will happen. No, take him out immediately.
No terror attack has ever happened with the field streaker. No terror attack has ever been done with the guy with the pink smoke bomb or in the middle of a game like that. It's like literally never happened. I don't even think it's happened in a soccer stadium on the other side of the planet.
No, it literally hasn't, James, but it's only been 2022 for 10 months. We are living in different times. Are you really that unconcerned about the violent nature of the average American? Now,
Yes.
you really don't think that there is any worry anytime anybody runs out onto a field to do whatever during it? There's nothing to worry about. No possibility of that being something bad.
Well, let's do the math. How many times did people run out on the field?
No, that is
how many
ridiculous.
times? And well, no, I'm just doing math. What's the probability that could turn out to be some sort
How
of
could we accurately do math on that? How can we accurately do the math? You're just throwing that out. Go ahead, do the math. I mean, I don't know how many times this has happened. I don't know the injuries.
I do know. Divide that by the number of field runners.
Here's what I do know. 4 days ago, somebody started a disruption on a soccer field in Malaysia and 70-something people died just 4 days ago.
Yeah, so that's Indonesia, and I think that makes you racist. I win.
Yeah, you're probably right. All right, I'm out. I got nothing else. What do you got?
Okay. I'm done.
I'm done.
Oh, hey, on Sopranos.
I want to do a Sopranos draft. I think we are wasting the opportunity. Let's do it tomorrow. You're watching it. I'm watching it.
Can I finish the Sopranos? I'm at like season 6, episode 5.
Yeah, nice. I'm in season 5. So you're almost going to be done. But we're wasting
it. Caught up?
Yeah, well, I've got a lot more time than you do.
What? Oh my God.
Well, my son and I, we did on Saturday and Sunday, we knocked out like 6 episodes over the weekend. So, and then I watch 2 episodes a night before I go to bed. So,
dang.
Yeah, pretty much every night. It's my ritual. I just think we're wasting an opportunity for you and I to just do a show where we deep dive The Sopranos. And I thought a good mechanism for that was we could do a character draft, and we can just use that as a way for us to both geek out over the fact that we're currently watching The Sopranos for, I'm a little bit behind you, but I've seen it. This is my 4th time through.
That's wild. And so next I want to see the new Game of Thrones, or what's it called?
House of Dragon. House of the Dragon.
Yeah.
James.
Is that
you can't, there's very few people who can claim to be bigger fans of Game of Thrones. And I don't read the books, you nerds with your books. I never even heard of the books because I had girlfriends. I'm talking about the TV show. I am a fan of the TV show Game of Thrones. James, I can't watch this prequel. I can't watch it. I've tried. I'm like, I've watched the first episode, second episode, third episode. And then I went back and I tried to restart it at the first. And I'm like, maybe I'm missing something. It's so boring. I so don't care. I really don't care about
can't be that bad. Come on.
I don't like it. It's boring. It's drudgery. I'm only on episode 3, but it is drudgery.
What's it called?
House of Dragon. Whatever. I'm not going to give up, but
House of Dragon sucks.
I have to pep talk myself into watching an episode. I have to be like, okay, I'm going to give it a chance, right? And then 20 minutes in, I'm like, oh God, it's so dimly lit, just like Game of Thrones was. Everything is lit by torch fire. So you can never really see what's going on. And it's just so boring. It's just a lot talky. I need more violence.
Deal with incest. That's probably happening already in this one.
Yeah, there's all kinds of talk about it. Like they tried to marry off.
Deal with their sister or their stepsister. Like nerds really seem to be in that, kind of guys that have like a dice that doesn't have 6 sides.
Oh my God, dude. I was reading an article like a year ago. We talked about it on, maybe we talked about it with you. Where like one of the hottest porn categories is taboo. Like, which is like step parent sex and stuff. That's like a top 3 porn search. And that's how normalized that. Ew. I don't know.
One thing I've noticed is I don't know when, but it just kind of crept in. Really seems to be really popular. They're like, you want to see the stepsister stuff? I'm like, no, I am not into that. And they keep recommending it. And you're like, okay, so there must be a lot of people into this, but who the heck's into stepsister? And then it dawned on me, it's like, oh, they're not into stepsister. They're into sister. That's just incest, which is therefore, I think, in that literally illegal. And so
I would hope so. I mean, I don't know. I honestly don't know what's legal and illegal anymore. I just know weed's illegal. That's it. That's all I'm sure about.
That's the man. That's the one sick part about Game of Thrones that keeps popping up in some of these other fantasy shows is that incest thing. What is your deal with that? Not you, but you know what I'm saying.
Well, the royal bloodline, is an important thing.
Okay, I mean it makes sense for the Habsburgs, but I mean if you got a dragon, you can come up with like a bangable person that's not your.
James. See, now that's where you're wrong. The reason that the Targaryens had the dragons was because Targaryen blood was the only thing that the dragons would respond to. So the dragons killed all the other families and murdered all the other people unless it sniffed Targaryen blood. So the incest, certainly among the Targaryens, which is why they all have the flowing blonde hair, the Targaryen blood is very important. So they were marrying like baby brothers to like teenage sisters, and it's crazy just to keep the blood pure.
But it makes you. I don't mean this as rude as it sounds, but it makes you retarded. It makes you
and able to control dragons. So it's a trade-off. Here's the thing, James. Would you mind being retarded if what came with it was an ability to control dragons, which means that you control the world?
Well, yeah. While that ship has sailed for me, I'm concerned about Lenny from Mice and Men being able to control dragons.
Doesn't matter when you're king. You can be.
No, right. It wouldn't matter. I'd be dead anyway.
And when people say, I can't believe we have a retarded king, the retarded king just goes, and one of his dragons goes, and kills the guy. So that's pretty much Game of Thrones in a nutshell. All right. I got nothing else. Look at us. We walked right up to 9 o'clock. All right, you guys. Oh, I can do this. Yeah, we got a little bit of a second here. All right, folks, help me out with the mansplaining show. I'm doing this during the high noon show. I'm soliciting people. Some of you have been really cool. You've sent me your dilemmas, your situations. We want you people to be involved with the mansplaining show. We are looking for, hey, do you have a fight with the wife? You have a situation with a neighbor? You have something you want settled? You want something discussed? If you'd like to participate in the show, just send me an email right there, mansplainingradio@gmail.com, mansplainingradio@gmail.com. And we'll arrange for you to, call in and keep the ball moving and give us something to chew on. mansplainingradio@gmail.com. There you go. Also, we need people to do phones. But that's a whole nother thing. We'll work that one out. All right, I got nothing else except to play the theme, which I totally forgot to do just now. Sorry. John Hinckley coming up. I know how you people, I know you hinkleheads. I know you can't get enough of them. We got to do that. We got to do that when he comes to town and we all go. Because we're all going. When he comes to town, we're all going. We got to get like t-shirts made that describe us as hinkleheads. Let's make it happen. I'm gonna go eat some potatoes. Yeah, baked potatoes. Now that all the jerks are gone, I can tell you. When I had to get up there earlier in the show, I was changing over the baked potatoes that were in the microwave, wrapping them in tin foil. I'm sorry. I just didn't feel like explaining that to James in the moment, but I can tell you now at the end of the show. That is understood. My guy Jeff says, I'll send you my situation yeah, Jeff. I like it. Well, I don't like it. I feel for you, and I hope you seem like a well-adjusted dude, so I apologize. But I like that. You know what we're talking about. Details. The best is yet to come. Smell that? That's a baked potato cooking in tinfoil. Smells about ready. Gotta go.